Hello, gamers. Hello, hello, hello. We are back for week 2 of DPL Fight Night, I believe. We saw very lovely, very lovely matchup last week between Arise and Guppenstein. Very close game. Into the second one, we're going to be seeing Guppenstein back again against, I believe, top 8 finalists Q Process. Very two teams that were fighting for that top 8 spot during season 1, and unfortunately Gumstein didn't make the cut, but we did see Q Process go up against Chaos within that quarterfinals. Now I am joined by Nerdic, my lovely colorcaster, and we're going to head straight to rosters. So, for our Q Process, we have Arcadium, Bo Twix, GTA Boss King, Exicity, Sugandis, probably their strongest roster. I'm sad that we don't get to see Pooh play because, you know, I think he could take Exicity's spot here, I'm being honest. That's a jab. But Guppenstein, we're seeing Dot Hyped, Postal, Blade Runner, Equinox, Ellipsis, no Wartime General. I know our lovely caster friends, Spaceman and Corelli, would be upset about that. He's probably still trying to get used to playing on his PC after being on the Steam Deck for so long. But this is going to be a best of 3 Ross. Casters here. It's going to be a best of 3 run. We're going to be seeing... oh my goodness, I just noticed your... I just noticed your camera.
You just noticed that I'm a squirrel.
It's the squirrel. And, I mean, in this meantime, you know, we've got a new face here with Nerdic. What are you thinking about these lineups, these names? Is there any name that sticks out to you that you think is going to play well? Or the opposite? Do you think anyone's going to have a little bit of a rough performance today?
I'll be honest, I'm not particularly familiar with the players. This is somewhat new. I have just gotten into due process, and I'm excited about it. And I'm fascinated by the way all the systems and mechanics do work together. But the only tournament footage I've seen so far has been with GOOP and versus Arise, and I do remember Blade Runner running outside a lot as a defender to try and get picks and dying a lot.
Yes.
That's all I can really tell you.
That is what Guggenstein is known for. They've done it against the best teams, formerly Chaos, who has been lost and deceased, unfortunately. But you'll see that from Dot Hyped, you'll see that from Blade Runner. I think we'll see that today. I think there'll definitely be a run out somewhere, and I believe we're heading into the first round.
I believe we are, with the bomb all the way over to the right on the eastern side in jungle, with the light switch over on the western side of pit, and it looks like Q Process is on the attack and looking for a potential breach through the beach, going for the old Normandy approach. Or
yes, that is
possibly breaching straight into jungle, while, let's see, Guppenstein here is looking at a defense that honestly confuses me.
You will be saying that again and again, I feel. There is... What it looks like they're going to be holding is potentially a morph up on the top ruin side. They're going to have a Gruber or a Tub shotgun close near the castle drawbridge button on the opposite side of base. But it looks like they're just holding for this base rush. And it looks like Q Process are now putting forward the idea of a wall blow first round through green onto the light switch, which is interesting to me, considering if they wanted to use a charge here, they could just blow jungle. But also the jungle blow is very open, it's very active, and it can also be shut down really fast. But as we get into this first round, let's see. No morp out. Oh no, sorry, Ellipsis does have the morp up in top ruins. Going to be getting an overview here. That's just a beautiful shot. Exicity
yes,
and Sugandi is looking to take the first run onto beach here. Waiting for the kick. And I do believe that is Postal Dude or Blade Runner that is waiting in one of the base windows. He's now tucked. Let's see. Does Q Process check their corners? Waiting out for this potential rat. We're going to see one drop in, and it's going to be Bo Twix getting the first pick onto Blade Runner. There's going to be a shot off from Ellipsis at the top, and barely missing Sugandis. We're going to see Bo Twix pushing up into ruins now. He's getting in there. He's getting active. Bo Twix fighting on Dot Hype. That's a second kill for Bo Twix. We're going to see Ellipsis seeing those players run in through ruins, missing that shot, getting a little bit damage chipped. Bo Twix still up in their faces. I think he just got naded by his own teammate. Arcadian gets Ellipsis with the nade, but also nades Bo Twix. Unfortunately, we don't get to see any of that. Postal Dude now running out with the big AK, running out onto base, spraying down. It's now a 2v2 situation. Exicity needs to hold GDA here, and that's going to be the first round of Q process. Very wishy-washy round. Bo Twix getting the first 2 entry kills, getting killed by his teammate with a nade. And in all honesty, Goopenstein get to keep their best weapons. They get to keep the big AK, they get to keep the Ingmar. Depending on what these next rounds are, if it's a factory, you know, they're in a pretty good shape. Well, there you go. There's your first round. What did you think of that?
One thing I have noticed is that these rounds never last very long. It's always the action is usually very quick. I was almost surprised at how long Q process seemed to stall before they were kicking things off this particular time. But yeah, once the battle was joined, that was over very, very fast.
It was very fast. Yeah, it's a very Q process are very much a they have made a name for themselves for doing fast smoke rush plays. They might even do it here. In a perfect way. Hang on. QP. See, even Dot Hype's trying to call out. They're just going to smoke
looking at
Doc.
They're looking at a potential breach through office from what I can see.
It does appear to be so. I wonder if they're going to nade out that barb on the office, you know, cross angle, or if they're just going to disrespect it, run straight through and say, hey, we're here. I wonder if Goopenstein actually know there is a little head angle on the pipeworks near office that allows only just the tip of your head to be seen, but you get a perfect line of sight onto that office barb. Whether or not they're able to take that out with a smoke, a flash, or just killing the guy, you know, this will be a very
big questions.
Round.
Meanwhile, Goopenstein is seriously thinking that that Q process might come through the docks. But they're also both seem to be planning for a bit of a contest over the toxic area. It'll be interesting to see which approach they take.
Yeah, I've never seen this much planning from both teams. I'm going to be honest with you here. Normally it's just we're going to hold this spot with a couple barbs, or we are here. So this will honestly.
I'm sorry, it just says so much about first-person shooter players that you're like, I've never seen them do this much thinking beforehand.
Well, I mean, look, we saw Bo Twix just run in there. Like, that's what he's good at doing. I mean, he got 2 off it. He probably would have gotten more if Arcadian didn't kill his own teammate. Now we're watching Q Process finalizing their loadouts before hopping out of the truck, and I think they are going for that office play. We can see a 4 up the top there and potentially 1 on Doc torching.
Although it looks like someone's flanking.
It looks like Existing might be coming back through green. So we'll have to keep an eye on that for now. Dot Hype's getting the Molotov off onto office to delay any push in. I don't believe they have a barb for this. I don't believe they have a nade for this barb, but they're electing to go for the torch instead. Existity slowly pushing up on green. Dot Hype sitting on the office pipeworks. Potentially even GDA is going to run down the dock and torch out stairway head angle, and we're going to see a first contact by Exicity, and I believe that was Equinox. Equinox definitely getting teased out of a kill there. That's definitely a 148. You can see a flash coming to on this barb. They're just disrespecting the barb. Double flash. Dot Hype taking a swing now. Bo Twix getting the first kill. I believe that was Postal Dude getting a refrag on a Bo Twix. We're going to see Equinox getting some top shots. Ellipsis getting shot from the dock. Ellipsis slowly walking up on this pipeworks now. They have to know that they're there. Sugandese might go for an ego play here, and they do, and they don't get the kill, but then they just finish it off. We're going to see Exicity get one onto Equinox. It's down to Postal and Blade Runner. GDA closing all the trucks to sit anyone away. We're going to see Postal coming out of nowhere, 1v2 situation, and Blade Runner's in the toxic. How's he standing in here then? What's happening here? Oh, now he's starting to get ticked by it. And the round is lost. So, anyone watching? We don't know how this is happening. But GDA is next to him, and he's going to die as a result because he didn't check his corner. I will say, Nerdic Normally, when you send in this toxic goo, you do die. Don't know what's happening there.
It's an interesting question there. Yeah, could just be a one-off bug, or you never know. Maybe someone finally found the answer.
I look. Maybe they brought their toxic resistant boots.
Maybe they did. Maybe they did.
It's definitely a. I think it is just that map. I think that map is a. There are holes in the walkways there as well, so maybe it's for those unfortunate souls who didn't see it to have a chance. As we get into the second map, we've seen Q Process take a very aggressive standpoint. Do you think Goopenstein have any way to play around that? Do you think they have been playing around it and they've just been getting unlucky with their one-on-ones, or do you think there's maybe something else on the side of Goopenstein to sort of push forward or push
it's
against?
hard to say. At high level play, mostly it comes down to a combination of luck and strategy. When it comes right down to it, you can only get so good at clicking on heads. So it comes down to communication and coordination, especially in this game, because it's much like an old sci-fi series I used to read about space battles, where they would set up their strategies beforehand and then hope for the best, because in those situations at those distances you can't really do real-time communication. While real-time communication is more or less possible here, everything happens so quickly that the strategy you've set up beforehand is pretty much going to be the deciding factor, outside of freak accidents and maybe accidentally shooting your own team.
Yes, well, I mean, we have already seen it. I'm really surprised we saw a team kill first round. I thought we were going to take a couple rounds to get to that, an accidental spray in the back as we're trying to shoot it. As we finalize last round, we're going to see a very fast double blow from Q Process, but Postal Dude is right here next to this red door with the auto shot. Whether or not he gets an absolute spray down here. He's standing right in that doorway, and he's going to get... I don't believe he gets the Flogel off, and he doesn't get away. He gets the Flogel down, but he dies in the process of doing so. Haha, process, Q Process. 1-for-1 trade with that auto shotgun. I'm surprised that's all that he got. I'm thought, oh, well, it's been re-picked back up. We're going to see Blade Runner getting Sugandis on the other side of the map. That could have been the potential green flank. Now we're watching as the wall charge slowly pushes up. They're going to flash out Club. I don't believe Goopenstein are understanding that they're not exactly going to push that all I need to, especially with the wall charge going in the kitchen. There's going to be a Molotov and the auto shotgun coming from behind, rushing up into Club now. No one to be seen, as we see Dot Hyped getting getting a Cicity, and Ellipsis getting GTA Boss King. Arcadian outside, 1v4 situation with the Saber. And I believe in this circumstance, he's either going to have to pick up another gun and just run it, or he gets too close to this bar and Ellipsis just runs at him with an auto, as she's doing now. And gets TK'd again. That's a second TK. Arcadian's now in this. He knows that one's around green. He knows that there's a Nat to his right. And he gets put down by the LS. 2-1 to start this quarter. Wow.
It was definitely a good try, but his opponent was just ready for him.
I mean, look, his team's gotten into a situation. They're trying to rush through a Molotov. They get cut off. They get picked off. Then you've got the auto shotgun coming in from the hallway. There's nothing you can really do there. I mean, I believe it was Blade Runner who was out on that green trying to peek him outside. I mean, he got his shots. He got him very low. But, yeah, so now we go back into the same 3 maps. We're going to be seeing Goopenstein attempt to attack this dome, I believe they had a factory, and I believe they had a kill house. Do you think they go for anything different? Because, I mean, the rush worked for Q Process. Why wouldn't it work for Goopenstein?
That's an interesting question. Well, I mean, it depends on how the good they are at executing those specific kinds of strategies. Some teams are better at rushing. Some teams are better at a more tactical approach. You know how it is.
Yeah.
But Goopenstein, They're definitely known. At least Blade Runner is definitely known for taking risks. Like we've seen him running around outside, trying to dodge the UAV and get those early picks. But I don't know how that approach works as well on attack. They are looking again at breaching straight through jungle on the eastern side once again, and they are also considering a straight shot from beach again, the old Normandy. Meanwhile, I'm not seeing a lot of planning over on the Q process side. They do seem to be looking at defending the base room in particular,
Yes.
and they do look to be thinking about stationing someone over on pit. Now, is this just potentials, or are they actually planning on splitting the party? Because I have seen that a split the party approach for defense more than once, with people thinking, well, at least we've got an early warning system in every room.
Yeah, it's an interesting strategy. I'm surprised that they're going for the double base offense. I suppose they think the Kuppenstein might take their charges in on the second and third round, but as we're seeing here, they're going to be blowing this jungle, and it looks like, is that Postal? I believe that is Postal with the Saber and Dot Hype. So they're going to be doing a 3-2 split. They're going to be taking from both sides. So those barbs will have an effect on this game. And as we see now, the charge about to go off. We're going to see all of Q Process go, oh no, they're going for the straight shot, not realizing potentially that Postal and Dot Hype are up on this beach ramp trying to collect any roamers. Blade Runner getting a smoke deep down onto that pit door. Postal Dude sniping Arcadian out. That is going to be one advantage for Guppenstein here. They're flashing up again. Blade Runner getting a pick onto Sugandis, and it's just a wildfire now. Blade Runner getting a second. GTA Boss King in a 1v4 situation. He only has a Gruber. He has to push out into this bomb here, but he's going to have to run all the way back past the base. He's going to be able to get Postal Dude with the Saber, so that's potentially a major loss gun-wise for Guppenstein, but they will take the round and tie up this game. GTA now just wanting to save some economy. And I think that's round done.
Yeah. So far, it's a fairly close round of matches, which is not always nice to see. It's always more fun, even when you lose, if you know you at least got close, you know?
Yeah. No, I
And
completely agree.
it's certainly more exciting for the audience.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely think this game was always going to be close. These two of the, I believe they have versed each other before in those games where I think 7-5s, they went the full 12 rounds, and honestly, I think we could see it again. I think we could see some very big bouts, some very big plays from individuals, or even just major team possibilities. I mean,
Guppenstein is looking at an approach that goes straight through Dock, while Q Process is looking at a defense of Office, which is probably a good call because Guppenstein is looking to go through there as well as a potential option. A straight shot through Dock is certainly appealing in some ways, but there's very little cover once you're actually through the trucks, from what I can see.
Yeah, there's pretty much nothing. The moment you're onto bomb, if they tuck left near Toxic, then they're fine, but they still have to worry about people in Toxic. They have to worry about the people running on top of Pipeworks. So if they do go for this straight shot Dock play, it'll be very interesting to see pretty much how far they get into the site, whether they kill everyone that they're watching, whether there's going to be some pre-aiming onto, well, they don't have the Saber. So they're forced to run in with potentially 4 APs and then a black tar at the back to just sort of pick off the long guns like we're seeing now. We're seeing 2 Ingmars, a leg roast from Bo Twix. Now, the leg roast is a very interesting weapon. It is literally a weapon from World War One. It is a semi-automatic bolt rifle. I don't even know how to explain it. It's
so similar to the M1 carbine, or
no, maybe like the.
I mean, sorry, the M1 Garand.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the M1 Garand, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I meant.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say like M1 carbine.
No, I got confused. That was my bad.
That's fine. Nah, that's fine. Hey, it happens. But yeah, no, the leg roast is definitely. Oh yeah, sorry.
No, go on. The action's starting. It's your turn.
Oh, Sorry, my apologies. We're going to see Postal Dude setting up on this green again with a frag and a flash. Potentially, he's getting really aggressive here. He's not worrying about... Oh, wow, they're all here. Are they just going for a green push? I think they are just going for a green push with the shield as well. Shield on the Black Tower is a very interesting dynamic because I feel like you would want that longer gun for this factory against the Ingmars and the Legroses. I feel like you'd have it on the AP instead, but it seems that just going to be taking Toxic. They do have the torch, and Ellipsis is outside with the charge and Clacker, potentially going for a late office blow. They've taken lights out. Ellipsis running up to office now. Potentially put some pressure on. We're seeing a green ball on their night vision. There's going to be early shots here. Ellipsis trading out on Arcadian. That's big AK down. Bo Twix gone. That's the Legros down. Blade Runner getting one onto GDA Boss King as Exissity and GDA take out Equinox and Postal. 2v3 situation. Getting a third, and that's just the rounds. Dot Hype getting Exissity at the end, I believe that was. That's just another round of Goop. And see if they were going for a torch play behind the bomb to defuse it from in that Toxic, which is interesting. You know, I feel like normally when you see bugs... Oh, please turn off your night vision, Ellipsis. Thank you. As we see them loot up, I kind of want to talk on... I wonder if they were going to torch the... you know where the corner that they were in Toxic last time? Near the bomb. I wonder if they were going to torch that and try and sit down there to defuse. And it's interesting to me. You know, I don't know how smart it is to sort of abuse a bug on a stream, but
it seems they didn't take that approach. They just wiped everyone out and defused the bomb in that classic fashion.
They really did just wipe everyone on the floor. I mean, these rounds are getting very, very close to just being a bit too one-sided. I mean, Ellipsis solo peeking office, no flash, nothing, and getting a big AK and a Legros down because of it was just insane. Blade Runner getting the other three, just running through with an AP. I mean, I love doing that. I can see why he loves doing that. He gets kills, you know?
Indeed.
Don't stop what you're good at.
Rubenstein is looking at an approach through office, perhaps. Definitely a potential approach through reception and the club. Meanwhile, Q Process is thinking that pretty much the same thing. That Gupenstein is going to come in through reception and through office. So they look to be stationing people around that approach, which makes as much sense to me as anything. Although, if they really wanted to go for a surprise, they could go for a northern approach through office, through the red door or window there. Certainly an option.
This is interesting. I have never played on this map before. This is my first time seeing it. But I mean, the wall charge through into kitchen to take that early right side, you only have to deal with the back half and watching the... well, obviously the flank and the green door at the northeast side of kitchen. I mean, to be honest, out of the two plays that we've seen from Q Process and Gupenstein, I gotta give it to Gupenstein. This is probably, you know, you take out half of the people. It will, in a perfect world, they're all sitting in kitchen. If you blow lower backstage, you still have to deal with that long angle on hall, like Arcadian was having to deal with Dot Hyped on. But even if he kills Dot, he has to worry about up top on stage. He has to worry about the right side of kitchen. And it's just too much. But if you take this early right side of kitchen, all you need to do is just run on the left side. And they elect to try and throw a roof smoke? I'm unsure what the play is there, but as we head into the next, Equinox is going to be walking up with the shield. They're going to be electing to check the window rather than stand in front of the door while Blade Runner torches the barb. Ellipsis now running around with big AK. We've seen two Ingmars and a big AK here. We've got not a flash Molotov coming down as Postal Dude gets one onto Sugandi sitting in a corner. Probably trying to just stop that early rush play, whether they knew they were going for that wall charge. Exissity now standing in front of that hall door. Postal Dude almost getting lasered through with a knack, kicking that red door to ensure another way out, just in case they need a quick refresher. The nade coming through. Bo Twix getting a kill with the Molotov, I believe. Exicity waiting on this whole door. Ellipsis now getting ready for them to door kick. The flash coming through, but Exicity's gone. There's no one in sight. Arcadia now sneaking into lockers. Running through on a potential flank here. We've got Postal and Ellipsis set up on this doorway. There's 3 in this hall now. If Arcadian's just unlucky here, he could get 3, he could get none. And I believe he's still alive. Exicity getting some chip damage through the wall, and that's Arcadian just coming through and cleaning up too. GDA delaying. There's now a 1v1 situation, and Dot Hype gets 2! He sprays down 2, he gets Arcadian on the trade for Dot Hype, Ellipsis and Blade Runner. And GDA and Arcadian were just both low, they couldn't do anything. Wow, 9 HP.
Indeed, will Postal Dude get there in time? It doesn't look like it.
It's 10 seconds to defuse the bomb, so yeah, plenty of time. And that's half. So we're going to see 3 new maps coming up in this rotation. Util and every weapon has been reset for both sides. They will stay on there attacking and defending until the next 3-round swap. And I mean, hey, this game looked close, and I mean...
It was close. It was very close,
definitely
but
close.
It seems like Postal Dude was too far away from the objective or something like that, because, yeah, the attackers were able to get there. I'm not going to say uncontested. Most of them died, but someone was able to get a cheeky little defuse there.
Oh, yeah. So Postal was the attacking team. Yeah. So he 1v2'd against the defenders. So he killed them all, and then this map. I haven't seen this in a while actually. Yeah, if Arcadian gets that,
the store, the core of the convenience store, more or less.
Yeah, well, yeah, C-Store, we're going to be seeing, first round wall charge through to storage to take lights is a play of all time. It looks like they're wanting to even blow shed here, smoke off that teller door, and potentially get in fast with a entrance open. I don't know if entrance really gives you much here compared to just a regular storage rush, but it does seem to be the play that they're electing for. I mean, new map tile. We're seeing new plays, new maps.
Yeah, Goopenstein is doing their signature writing on the map as well as drawing. Rush straight to the teller is definitely an interesting idea. I've seen some people hole up in teller for, whole 40-second periods at a time. Which is, I'm sorry, I'm used to Battlefield games. 40 seconds being a long time is funny to me.
Fair enough.
But also, of course, like you say, the rush through storage to hit the lights would definitely be interesting, especially if they bring the night vision. Could put Q Process on the back foot, at least temporarily. Meanwhile, Q Process is looking at a defense of the teller region for sure. They're looking to hole up there as well.
It's going to be a very, very contested teller. I'm surprised they're not going for the arcade blow. I personally like doing that, running in through arcade to deli with not a DMR, a shotgun. But Dot Hype's just going to shotgun open this bed door. They're going to just be getting in. They've already got the barb down. I don't believe they have any idea on... Okay, well, there's just us. Hello, guys. Exicity going down with Dot Hyped. They have teller open, so entrance is now available to the attacking team. Ellipsis kicking into deli, potentially putting phantom pressure on as they push back. I don't believe any of Goopenstein brought night vision, though. GDA Boss King getting one onto Blade Runner. As we Dot Hype to get another DL shot down onto Sugandhi's. GDA Boss King getting Equinox Postal onto Bo Twix. We're seeing a 2v3 here. Postal now looking through into deli. GDA Boss King in there. They've got lights back on. They've realized, hey guys, we didn't bring night vision. We're going to see Postal now running through this teller. GDA going down. Arcadian getting one spray. Arcadian getting another. And he's almost gotten 3, but he needs to wait. He doesn't have the time. He needs to reload here. He does not have the health advantage over Ellipsis. We're going to see Ellipsis run back through to deli as Arcadian goes through to storefront. That was a timing and a half if Ellipsis ever could have had it. Ellipsis knows where Arcadian is, though, and is going to get the final kill for the round. That is 5 rounds to Guppenstein. Excellently played by Dot Hyped with that DL, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Yeah, it was a tense moment there. And Ellipsis, she got the final kill. She got the defuse. Definitely a fun round. I was a little concerned at first for Guppenstein. Not Guppenstein, sorry. Q Process was on the attack, correct? Or was this Guppenstein this time?
This is
Did they just switch colors?
So, so
God darn it.
in the, so the first time it was Q Process attacking, and then Guppenstein were attacking, and then when it splits, it goes Guppenstein Q Process. So Q Process will be attacking rounds 10, 11, 12, but for 8 and 9, which are our next 2 rounds, Guppenstein will be attacking. So technically, yes,
Okay,
they did
yeah,
swap colors.
yeah. No, Guppenstein was definitely attacking that time. My brain was not mixing up the colors. I just,
It happens. Hey, it's your
but
first time.
yeah, but yeah, seeing that, I was saying I was initially mildly concerned for Guppenstein because they were splitting up the party, which is always a kind of a toss-up as the attackers. I mean, people talk about the effectiveness of flanking maneuvers, and they're not wrong sometimes. But then I've seen in this game, I've seen that approach fail often as not. But it worked this time with a very close match. But now Guppenstein is looking at teleporting. They want to teleport.
So they found there is so these are all old maps. These are 2022 maps. They've been resurfaced and rebought into the game, you know, just to bring some bring back the old players, bring back some, you know, give the new players something different to look at. Like, these vaults were never this big when I first started playing, which was 2024. Like, I mean, February this year. Not that long. But they were 2x2s. So I believe with the old vaults, they have found a way to if you get squished by the vault door, it will just move your player model into the vault, specifically on this one.
Well, that's I wonder if that's been patched out or not. We're going to find out. Meanwhile, Q Process is setting up for what looks like they think will be a hall breach.
Yeah, and I mean,
yeah.
One lone. Oh, there's 2 enforcers. Never mind. They did bring the rest of their team with them, and there's the shield as we see it running out now. I do believe. Are they just going for a hall blow? What are they blowing here? It looks like it. They're just going to go for a potential fast button rush. Maybe have someone go through green. They are missing 2 members of their team, though. I don't know where. Oh. They have reappeared. I believe Equinox and Blade Runner were just a little bit late out of the truck. I'm going to see GTA Boss King going here for a rebarb on the red door. As Dot Hype gets in with the shotgun, misses the shotgun opportunity. As Dot Hype gets traded out with the shotgun. That was shotgun on shotgun. What a perfect first kill for Q Process. Arcadia now playing long out. I believe, is that, who got that one? I believe that was Exicity getting Ellipsis. We're going to see Blade Runner getting Sugandis as Postal Dude and Blade Runner into Manager. They're going to be flashing out into accounting as Botwix watches the door. Maybe he doesn't know that there's a window. Maybe he doesn't know that they're already out of Manager. Maybe he goes for a flank here through the Manager door. But he will be getting sandwiched by both players as he goes down to Postal King, and Equinox now getting one. It's now down to Arcadian in a 1v3 scenario. All of... Oh, that's one down on Equinox. But he gets taken out by the auto shotgun, and that will be a tying round for Guppenstein. There is no way for them to lose this now. If Blade Runner does this, I have been told to give them a warning. If he goes into that vault, and that's... Hey, guys!
Oh. Well, they teleported. Oh, man.
He didn't use it for any... Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Why wait on the defuse?
They want to loot bodies. Yeah. So you only get 20 seconds to loot bodies after, and if there's like a nade or a clacker outside...
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, that was a cheeky bit of teleportation. It doesn't seem, it
Yeah.
almost didn't seem necessary at that point. The vault was opening, wasn't it? Ah, well.
Yeah.
Looks like we're going into Kill Dome again in Operation Enduring Omega. These auto-generated operation names are pretty cool, actually.
The operation names. I don't know if Tetra spends time. Tetra is the one who does the maps, and he makes all the maps and the operation names. I don't know if he handpicks them out or if it is procedurally generated, as with the map tile like sets.
Mm.
But I could see him taking some time into putting some funny names in there.
Q Process is looking at a potential beach defense, while Goopenstein is honestly about as confused as I am from what I can tell, but they're looking at a potential approach from base through pit to jungle or the other way around. It's hard to tell
It's
exactly where they're going. The bomb does seem to be in the pit.
Bomb is in the pit. Yes, there is. It's on the just above where the lily pads are in jungle. It's obviously just sitting there.
Okay, yeah,
We
I
can't.
see that there. So
Yeah.
yeah, so Gupenstein is looking for an approach, possibly through observation, then trying to take a somewhat direct route to pit. Be an interesting play, although observation doesn't seem to have a lot in the way of cover. Meanwhile,
They.
Q
Yeah, no.
Process seems to be
Sorry.
thinking much the same thing.
This is a very interesting round because it does look like they're just going for a top observation play, and they are still going to wall charge. They're going to have to make the jump into pit. There is no connecting walkway from that wall blow to the pit, but it does seem that they are going to just wall charge the observation wall near the top of base and just jump in through there. I do believe that is GTA Boss King up in observation. He's going to go for potentially... He's just going to run out. He's just going to give them observation. They have full control of this base and observation here. Arcadian getting taken down by Dot Hyped on the sniper. As Equinox now moves up with the wall charge. This is interesting because are they going for their original play of the pit blow? Are they going for the observation blow? We actually don't know because they never finalized it. It does look like it's going to be the pit blow. Exicity's going to get that Molotov down. That's going to be Blade Runner with the auto shotgun getting 2, and he's going to get a third onto Sugundis, and that's the game. That's first game done. 7-2 to Goopenstein. Wow.
Yeah, we're seeing a bit of a blowout in favor of Goopenstein. It's actually pretty impressive.
Oh, I'm wondering if we're either going to see a team jump into pit here, or if we're going to see a bunch of... Oh, no, it's going to be a grenade.
They decided not to keep it going.
The Equinox ace, technically, is above. We will potentially be going straight into the second game, unless the players are looking for a break. It really, we will tell you in a second, but for now, wow, what a show from Goopenstein. I thought this game was honestly going to go a little bit longer than that. I thought the rounds were going to be closer, but the further they got away, the more dominant they looked. I mean, Blade Runner, I will see if I can pull up stats here for you so we can talk through kills, deaths, cast, what they actually did within the rounds. And I'll be honest with you, I think Blade had the most. I think he just ran in, he was getting 2 or 3 around. I mean,
it was pretty impressive, all things considered. I mean, like you said, it started off looking close. It started off looking very close, and I was excited to see more of that. But then Goopenstein just pulled some momentum out of God knows where and just ran with it. They, basically ran with it. He's living up to his name. Although, could use more blades, maybe.
Yeah. Look, if they added Katana to the game, I think Blade Runner would be the best player in the game. I don't know how that would work, or if it ever would. Here we go. I've got stats, and we've got a double damage tie here. Blade Runner and Crystal both have 1200 damage. That's
That
really
is
interesting.
impressive.
I will quickly send this so then you can also speak on about it if you have a look in here. So we've got the stats from both sides, and I mean, Postal Dude, by the way, big shout out, 100% cast, 3 for 3 on entries. He played his heart out. But I mean, Blade Runner, he just had the better weapon skills, I suppose. 0 for 1 on the entries, but he had 78% cast, 14 and 3 from a 9-round game, only dying a third of the rounds. That's not bad. That's really not bad.
Not bad at all. Okay, I managed to find and pull up the stats. Still getting used to the layout of all the channels.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, we're seeing a very with that much damage output from Blade Runner and Postal Dude. They were on the same team, right? My brain isn't mixing that up.
Yes.
Okay,
so it's split by them being
separated by teams. Okay, I see now. Yeah, with that much damage output from the same team, no wonder they were winning. Wow.
I mean, yeah, the next closest on Q Processor's side was Bo Twix with 1,000 damage, 4 and 9, which is interesting. He actually had the second least amount of kills, yet the most amount of damage. He might need to talk to Arcadian about how he has 7, yet 641 damage. Maybe there's some. Well, I mean, he team killed him in the first round. They need to talk about that. But
yeah,
you know,
honestly, though, very impressive showing from Team 2 from wow, okay,
Goopenstein.
Goopenstein, yes, very impressive showing from Goopenstein, and I'm hoping to see better performance from Q Process, mostly because I love their name. I just love the name. That is amazing. That is possibly the most British name I've ever heard.
And so it's so funny. Goopenstein are the British ones, and Q Process are the American ones. So it would make complete sense for Q. They are Q Process. Whether they're good at the game or not, they are fun to play with. I will say that. I've had the pleasure of playing alongside them in scrims and playing alongside them in tens queues, which is like not the private matches, but 10 people, so you don't go through the actual queue system. And they are just a blast to play with. We should be. I believe we're not seeing a break from either team, though, so we will stay here. Oh, there it is. Goop versus Q. 7 and 2. Very, very. I don't want to say stomp. The rounds were close.
The rounds were close. Yeah, like many of Goop's wins were won with one person left standing. So it's not exactly a stomp, more just luck of the draw in some cases. But at the same time, they got some momentum and then they built on it. They didn't let up the pressure at all, and I'm guessing that sort of momentum, that sort of pressure, keeping that up, keeping that energy going, is what allowed them to carry the matches when otherwise it might have been a much closer set of scores.
Yeah. And here we are, second game.
Yeah, here we are. Goopenstein setting up a bit of a spread out defense, looking to defend possibly Freezer, Office, Teller, and Arcade. Meanwhile, we're not seeing much in the way of planned drawing from Q Process just yet.
Yeah, okay, so
there we are.
Q Process have accidentally fallen to... Oh, maybe they haven't. So Goopenstein looked to be playing for a denial of a wall charge through onto Office from Office's storefront. And where that wall charge was just placed was exactly where Goopenstein was predicting them to go through. So this could be detrimental if they do end up going through that play. It unfortunately looks like they aren't. So Goopenstein are, it's unfortunate. But Arcade and Office seem to be the blows for now if they decide to use a charge within the first round. And I will quickly leave it to you for a moment.
All right. Well, Goopenstein has definitely spread out their defense. They're looking to put in the sort of that early warning system, see where Q Process is coming in. Q Process is coming out of the van right now. We're going to see exactly what approach they take. All right, we're seeing one jump onto the roof. I
Yeah, it's
don't
a
think I've
skylight entrance.
Oh, there's a skylight entrance. I hadn't known that. Well, that's certainly
Yes.
what just up through the top is certainly one way to breach. They're in office now, and ooh, someone. No, this is arcade. No one cut the lights.
Yeah, no one cut lights. No one cut lights. Unfortunately, arcade is just this dimly lit. We've seen that nade go off fast. They've wall charged entrance. Ellipsis flanking could get 3. That's not doing enough. Botwix getting ellipsis, and we're going to be seeing Postal Do getting Exicity and Sugandis getting Postal as a refrag. It's now 4v3 in the favor of Q Process. Dot Hype swapping out the knack for the big AK. A good trade. GDA Boss King getting Dot Hyped. Equinox now turning 4v2 situation. A Gruber and an Ingmar to take out 3 APs, 2 flashes, and an Blacktar. Blade Runner might get one there. I honestly think if he stuck there, he might have gotten one. But now someone is pressuring on the bomb as Blade Runner gets one onto Sugandis. Blade Runner trying to look for the person on bomb. If Equinox needs to try and get this flank going a little bit faster, gets the person on bomb. This is a 2v1, 1v1. Equinox and Arcadian. This went from being 0 to hero right now. Arcadian seems to have the health advantage, but Equinox has the damage dealer advantage. But Arcadian sees Equinox as she barely peeked up, trying to get info. What a round to save it. Almost lost it horribly. But that's the first round for Arcadian. That was too close. I think Q Process are in there. They're thanking their lucky stars for the 4-leaf clovers that they had sitting around their desk.
Yeah, no, that was a close one, down to 1v1, and Q Process manages to take it this time, which I'm always excited to see. I do love a comeback, so I'm hoping to see more of that.
I have a feeling that they've gone through game 1. They were just warming up. They probably didn't warm up before this. You know, now they're settled in. They're getting ready. They're feeling out their opponents. And I mean, see, I just want to take a second. This double barb on top, like the west side of observation, is very interesting because 2 nades get rid of it unless one of them is a rebarb. Unless one of them is a... So technically a flogel is when you place a barb after an explosion or a frag. So if they place that one closer to the bomb after they blow the one on the ruins, it's game over. Because Q Process don't have any way to get rid of that barb. And in observation, there's the TVs that you can see through. And I believe the ones on the northwest of the bomb see through onto where the door is, or where Q Process would be pushing through on that west side. But if it's not a rebarb, we have to ask the question of what is Goopenstein doing?
I mean, that's always the question, right? What are they doing? What are they planning? Yeah. What is Blade Runner going to do this time?
I'll be honest, I'm really surprised that it's Blade Runner getting in and getting active. Normally it's like Dot Hyped or Postal that's like rushing in with it. Well, Dot Hyped we saw with the DL, but Postal normally is just in their faces with an AP or a mini AK. But right now it's just Blade Runner. I mean, Postal was getting a little bit close there, but...
Well, you know, everyone has to have their day, right? It looks like it's Blade Runner's day to run in and live up to that name, like I said before. I'll be interested to see what Q Process is planning, because I see they've placed maybe a few dots around the map, but that's it. I'm not seeing much else in the way of drawn out plans. So yeah, let's see what sort of approach they take this time.
Doesn't seem like they have a door and a clack, so they're either going... I think they're going pit to take castle for lights. Yeah, they have night vision, they have the saber out. So this is going to be a lights-off round, probably to take away the massive strength that is the bomb being an observation. You know, you can sit 3 defenders in there and they can just call out every bit of the map, especially this observation. It is just so aggressive. Blade Runner with a Gruber in the long distance, and I believe that was Postal Do getting Exicity, Sugandis getting Ellipsis down in, and we're going to be seeing Q Process rush down. This is already a 3v2. Blade Runner getting Arcadian down near the well. It's going to be one more. Sugandis getting taken out. It's now 2v1 with the Saber on hit door now. They haven't even fought for the bomb. GDA needs to be really careful here. If he misses any shots with this brace fire, I mean, I'll be honest, it's probably one of the worst weapons to brace fire with. I don't know what we're... I think he went to flash and then run away, but he did step B before step A. I don't think he did that correctly.
Yeah, he whiffed the flash. I'll be interested to see... Oh, he's running through.
No, I like this, because he knows that there's one in castle, so they have to rotate up through the pit side. So if he just pushes this fast enough and gets through his barb, it's a one-on-one between him and Equinox. And he's just sprinting, as to quote the late great Kickstar, why are you sprinting? You got to keep gun up, man. They can see you. You didn't turn lights off. Not all of that.
Yeah,
that was
sprinting with a sniper, I mean, they take a little longer to aim usually, so that's always gonna put you at something of a disadvantage. It was an interesting play, but yeah, got caught out by the sprint there.
Yeah, I think whether you pick up another weapon from all those bodies in front of Pit before running away, or if you just, you know, maybe don't sprint, like... there's so many subjective things that you could do there that make or break that round.
Yeah, I mean but GTA was on his own. It could have been panicking a little. At least that's what I do when I'm on my own. When I'm the last member of my team, I panic like crazy. It's interesting what you noted about brace firing with the sniper. First of all, brace firing is just a very cool mechanic. I'm sure there might be another game out there that has it, but I don't know it. And just the fact that it exists, the fact that there's a third option for aiming in this game is fascinating, and now I want every other game to steal it already.
I love it as a mechanic. It's so fun. Some of the guns have lasers as well. Like the mini AKs. I believe the PK, so the pistol has one. The Dawn does, but the Dawn has a laser by default. The Dawn is the big LMG.
I did experiment some with that when I did some experimental playing with the game. And now we're looking at Goopenstein setting up a defense around lockers and office in particular, with Q Process looking to come through, well, any door they can. They're all aiming for office, that's for sure.
It looks like they might be taking construction for Hall. This is a very default play. Whether they're wanting to door charge on that construction door to get rid of the barb, I know that's a play that's, you know, very well known. It looks like they're electing to torch it instead. We are going to be seeing Blade Runner here going for a very aggressive angle with whatever. I think he's going to throw a nade. I think he has a nade from the attack, and I think he's going to try and time the nade, and it's nowhere near. That was probably the single worst timing, considering he didn't think of the fact that Q Process are still picking up their guns. I'm not hanging shit on Blade. They hadn't even gone out the but it does seem they're still going to have someone in construction, maybe playing the long angle on it. I believe that's Equinox playing long on the construction window here. Not hearing any shots firing off. But they should just be going to kick this door, and Sugandhi's being the one to... Oh, it's Equinox with a saber. Okay. Down to 25 HP. I'm surprised Sugandhi's lived, let alone got shots off like that. You know, you have the shield. Why are we not waiting for the shield to be in front of you to kick? But I mean, we even have a shotgun. We could have just shotgunned open the door. That was very aggressive from Sugandhi's. They're all out in Hall now. They're electing to check crate. I like this. Get rid of the flank, potential auto shotgun. That's now just lasered 2 of your teammates. Exicity getting the trade to stop any more damage, and it's now a 3v4. I would elect to say this is a 3v3, as Equinox is that low that they are ruled by any weapon here. But I just don't think it's going to happen. And we see Postal Dude going down to 20 HP off of the bait from the torch. That was very nice. Does the double wallbang work? It does! He gets bow! Wow. 2v4 now. We still have the door charge. We still have the clacker. Getting wall sprayed through lockers. We elect to blow it open. They have 2 mollies still out, and it's down to GDA Boss King, and nothing's going to happen there. It's down to 2-1 to Goopenstein. So now they're going to flip. We're going to see Goopenstein on attack and Q Process on defense. I'm really surprised Equinox picked up Saber here, to be honest. Especially on construction with no cover. Oh, wow. What a TK. There's a lot of TKs coming out at
Indeed,
the
what a
moment.
TK. I'm interested to see if the Q process did get that nice little upset in the first round, but Guppenstein is picking up momentum again. I'm hoping, honestly, for a closer game because I want to see it, and also and so we'll see if Q process can regain some of that early momentum they had. But in the meantime, everybody just seems to be sitting and thinking. I'm
Yeah, I
not seeing
mean,
much in the way of planning yet. Oh no, there we
oh,
go.
there we go. Double.
Gubenstein is considering an entrance through, well, the entrance, while Q Process is looking at holding the bathroom, which, fair enough.
I
With the
think.
bomb in the middle of storefront, there is some cover provided by the shelves, but not a lot. It's a fairly open area. So that'll be an interesting battle for sure. Are they going to try to fight in storefront, or are they going, it looks like Q Process is looking at defending Freezer, while Gupenstein is looking at possibly breaching through arcade.
I we've just seen them go from entrance to arcade. Honestly, this is just what do they want to pick at the last, 5 seconds of this 20, next 25 seconds. I mean, they got rid of the arcade entrance. They might even just be going through office rather than using a door charge on arcade, which I agree with. I think you can just take office and arcade really fast with a DL. It's very interesting to see. So I believe that bathroom player will be rotating out if they go entrance to hold the where the shelves is, where that circle is near like the corner of the northeast corner of entrance. So I think they'll just be swinging out there, playing for picks there, and maybe even swinging into Teller when, we'll be seeing Guppenstein eventually take their Arcadian playing with the barb on Teller walkway. Exicity holding the freezer to stop any long pushes through entrance. It also gives you nice cover if you don't shoot out all of the product. But it does look like they are just going for a skylight entrance here.
Going for the skylight entrance again. Oh, I got to be honest. Sometimes Gupenstein has that energy of if we don't know what we're doing, they don't know what we're doing.
And honestly, I mean, look, as Sugandis gets the first kill onto Dot Hype, gets away. That is very much you probably put it right on the head. As Equinox gets another one before the flash goes off, I do believe that's Blade Runner getting one back onto Sugandis. We're seeing lights as they've taken bathroom, or if I believe the defenders have elected to turn off the lights. Arcadian now getting one. I'm not sure why we would turn off lights here, but we're going to see a run out here, as I believe that was GDA Boskin getting Blade Runner. Blade Runner getting his tooth for the round. As previously stated, GDA now trying to run away, preserve his life, as they have not taken freezers so they can play freely in storefront. And they're now pushing through bathroom. Postal checking over the stalls, making sure it's not occupied. As Ellipsis goes through, takes it out. Are we turning lights on or off? What's happening here? Lights are staying off. I mean, fair enough. Molly coming out onto Ellipsis. Ellipsis getting one onto Bo Twix. It's 2v1 situation. Ellipsis getting two. We're down to a 1v2 between Exicity, Ellipsis, and Postal. Exicity in the back corner of sight. They must see him with the flare. Postal must be giving callouts to Ellipsis. But I don't think Exicity knows. Oh, never mind. Postal's just going to jump out, and that's another round win to Guppenstein.
And
I'm
one
not sure.
hell of an assault. That was that. They just went for the skylight entrance, grouped up, and started blasting their way through it. It really worked. I did see some play around Teller, but seems that that particular line of defense didn't hold.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. There was a fight. So from the side of Q Process, we had a 5v3. Sugandis gets these two great kills at the start on Dot Hyped and Equinox. That's their DL and one of their finest shooters down. And then we turn off the lights. We knew, and the thing is, that they have night vision, especially if Sugandis is able to call that. He's killed two. If they have night vision, you're bound to know about it. I would hope. I mean, I just feel like
turning off the lights was definitely an interesting choice on the part of the defenders, one that did not work out for them.
Yeah, it was a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look.
But hey, sometimes these calls, they seem like a good idea at the time. Meanwhile, it looks like Guppenstein is still on the attack and is looking at a possible breach through the south, or they're just aiming for the light switch there. In her interesting. They're if they're planning on a specific breach, they're not really saying. Although they're looking at possibly going through. I can't read that label. It is very blurry on my end.
Which one?
The green area.
Beach, or like,
Okay, base.
yeah,
I
beach
guess.
base, and then that top left bit that isn't really named is jungle or ruins, because yeah, the label's down
Ah,
the bottom left, but it just loops around.
I see there. I see the label. Yeah, jungle.
Yeah.
With the bomb in observation, sort of in the middle of it all. It's definitely. I mean, it's definitely one way to go. Honestly, it feels like Q Process's best option here would be to just hold the high ground at observation, but it looks like they're going for a bit of more of a spread out defense, going for that early warning system plan again.
Yeah, it's
Meanwhile, Guppenstein is being cagey with their intentions again.
I think they've elected to send 2 ruins, the bottom left blow, and I think they're just sending 3 to that beach base area. I think they're just wanting to take the left side of the map here. They do have a nade for that barb up on observation. Whether or not we're going to see any protection from it, now we are going to have a sniper duel here between Dot Hyped and I actually don't know who's up on that other ruin spot, but they're sort of caged in for the moment. It's Exicity with a leg roast. Exicity actually going down by Equinox with the Black Tar. Just sort of caged off with that Ruins blow. You have nowhere to run because they see your exact location and it's just a matter of time. Arcadia now setting up back with the Ingmar. Equinox moving up, probably going to get ready to throw this nade onto the barb with flashes coming in tow. Postal getting the kill in pit to guarantee them pit control as well. That was very, very aggressive from Sugandis. There's the flashes coming in now. Botwix getting one onto Postal. I believe that was auto shotgun from behind. Equinox getting one onto Exicity. Not Exicity. That looks... I can't tell the name, to be honest. Arcadian. GD Boss King getting one onto the diffuser with auto shotgun, but that's just going to be another round. Ellipsis.
Yeah,
They're just
that's
too...
the match.
The match, bit close to the match. Rounds to go. It's first to 7, best of 12.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, I mean, round. That's the round.
Yeah, the round.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that one was almost a foregone conclusion with those very early deaths on the Q processes side. But yeah, Gubenstein is definitely keeping up that momentum. It's hard. It's hard to compete when. I mean, it's hard to compete when morale has got to be a little bit low on Q Process's side. I mean, I really hope they can rally because I always love to see that. But Guppenstein is absolutely dominating at the moment. That was one hell of an assault. They've been just going in, no fear, no hesitation, and it's been working for them very, very well.
Yeah,
And now
it's
we'll see if they can do it again. It looks like they're considering a patio approach, and they're, of course, discussing all the various entry points. Maybe go, yes, from through construction, through hall, down to office, perhaps. Meanwhile,
it's
Q Process thinks they might be coming through lockers, which it also seems to be a consideration.
it looks like it's going to be a double blow. It looks like they'll make lockers fast. I wonder how they're going to get the... I mean, whether they have both clackers or they just have the one. But I'm surprised they're wanting to take the torch approach to construction rather than just shotgunning patio, like, the reception door and just walking through. But, whatever they want to choose is what they choose. It will definitely... this is going to be an interesting round because they want to wall charge in where that barb is on that little off area of office, potentially probably to get rid of both barbs at once. If they can make it that far into hall in time, whether or not Q Process will put someone down the end of the hall like Postal was doing when they were defending. But looking at the weapons here, we're going to see 3 tubs and 2 knacks. They do not have the greatest economy available, but honestly, on a kill house, tubs and knacks is all you need. These walls and these, you know angles and not alleyways, but the hallways are just so narrow that you are able to effectively use tubs and knacks to your best ability. and that is going to be an auto shotgun on the back of Ellipsis, who is potentially just going to flash in and take lockers immediately. Whether or not Bo Twix gets the frag off here, he does not, but he gets amazing.
Oof.
He got the refrag, though, from Sugandis, and Blade Runner takes out Sugandis. It's going to be a 3v4 with the auto shotgun still in play, whether or not Blade Runner wants to pick it up with an almost full AK. We can see GTA Boss King roaming around that hole, the only player not on site. And that's an interesting molly. I think that made it out. Whether or not they already got the wall charge off, I don't believe they did, because both of the barbs would have been gone. But GTA Boss King now slowly spraying down onto lockers. That's a little bit of pot shotting there. We're probably wasting a little bit of our bullets. Blade Runner now flanking GTA. GTA now backed off into office. We're not seeing too much on the side of Guppenstein as they now start to torch this barb and elect to get it ready for the wall charge and the final push. We've got 2 knacks and a tub alive. Honestly, 3 flashes onto this site. I think we could just call this round now. As long as he's flat knacked, that's a decent amount of knack damage here. But GTA Boss King gets taken down by Postal. Arcadian not getting one. Unfortunately, it's Postal getting Arcadian, Dot Hype getting Postal, Exicity getting Blade, and Dot Hype taking out Exicity. And that's going to be the half for Guppenstein. 5-1. And I'm very concerned with what that head's doing down there. But as we finish this defusal off.
Dot Hypes took out one of his own again.
Yeah.
And now he's doing the dance for me, shooting at the feet. Oh man.
Oh
wow.
That was a good duck there. I don't know if Equinox is trying to chase down Dopt with the torch, but
I feel like Guppenstein's just playing at this point. Like, I mean, they're all playing a game technically, but I mean, just playing. That is.
It might to them feel like a walk in the park. I hope not.
I hope not. Yeah, like that attitude might actually give Q Process an opportunity if they get a little too cocky, but we'll see how it goes.
This is it's definitely looking like we will be and they're hitting. So this is interesting to me because this is what Q Process will probably do. This is what Q Process is known for. They're going to blow this red door. They're going to throw 3 smokes down, instantly get onto bomb and start defusing. Because there's no way to sort of counter it except for just running into that smoke and facing maybe a DL head-on, maybe an AP-25.
You mean Guppenstein? Because Q Process is defending.
Yes. So this is normally a Q Process play, but Guppenstein are taking this. Yeah. So this is going to be very interesting.
So you think their plan is to just rush in from the south and use the bomb itself for cover?
They're just going to use the smokes. They're just going to run in through the smokes. They're not even going to worry about shooting at anybody. As long as they get these smokes down and they all rush in, it's basically round over unless Q Process are able to get the diffuser and anyone around them. How this should work, like Dot Hype Dot Hype has the DL here. Probably going to be the first one in as well, with seeing as they have a door charge. They're not worrying about throwing the smokes. They just need to run in. And
my brain is going back to Battlefield again, and this is looking like a rush map.
It pretty much is actually. It's
oh man.
We honestly, I think this is one of the best runs for this map. Everyone always goes green, and there's always someone in toxic watching the green as a defense. You know, we're not here for that. We're not on this map for that. We are here to watch this Guppenstein rush with the smokes. Now, they need to do this fast, as they have Q Process have 2 players up in servers, which makes this a 5v3 as long as they can get onto bomb. If they can isolate those 2 players by just poor positioning, and look, as it is now, the smokes are coming down. There's a little bit of a delay between the 2, and the smoke doesn't actually on, but Dot Hype's already got one. Blade Runner getting one onto GTA Boss King, getting an Sugandis getting one onto Postal Dude, Blade Runner getting one onto Bo Twix. And the bomb's at 90. It's at 96. Dot Hype just killed 2v3 situation, but it's just going to get finished because no one's able to kill in that time. Everyone was reloading. Arcadian picks up the big AK, is able to get Blade Runner with it, now has to try and hold on to it for another 10 seconds. And I mean, wow. Wow, wow, wow.
That was you. Well, you were absolutely right calling which particular strategy they were going to use. They just ran in. At least Arcadian seems to have held on. That was Arcadian with the weapon, with
Yes,
the
with the
big
big
gun. Yeah,
with the big AK. Yes.
the big AK. Arcadian seems to have held on to that at least, which could come in handy for the next round. We'll see how it goes. All
I
right,
mean,
the this is a vault map, so that'll be fun. Obviously, Goopenstein has to get to the switch first in the manager's office. Now, they might if they come in through the west, through the sort of hallway there. That's a fairly direct route, but not a lot of cover. So we'll see if they want to maybe go through for a straight shot from the south through the lobby, and it's
I mean,
because yeah. Oh, it looks like they're thinking about it.
I mean, what it as I do believe that they may go for a bottom entrance play and just nade out the bar. But what would you do if you were calling for this map and you were? I understand you might not have the full characteristics of the game, but if you're just looking at this, you called correctly that Hall is a very direct play, but it doesn't really give you a lot late game, and it's very open.
It
What do
is
you what
very
do you
open.
see here? What do you see here out of the accounting and the entrance options? Besides that Hall option.
Well, if I was the type to play around cover, then accounting is probably the best bet because lobby is also fairly open. And accounting does give you a way to breach into manager, and then the door to the vault is right there. It's a very direct route, but that still has cover. But it doesn't look like anyone wants to play around that. It looks like they want to go for the all-out war with Guppenstein going seriously considering a lobby approach, and Q Process spreading out around lobby, hall, and the back rooms.
Yeah, I mean, it does look like they have that nade for the barb. I see that they've brought the torch, so they may even try to torch one of the security shutters to get in. They don't have to worry about sending everyone in one at a time and, waiting for it to spin back around like you're at an actual checkpoint. But here's the nade off for the first barb. They're looking slowly deep into tellers. I do believe there is one Q process play back in there with the Morp. That will be Arcadian who gets a tag on a Blade Runner. If he repeaks, does he have a one-on-one with Postal is my question. For the moment, however, we've seen the smoke go down to cut off that manager play. Bo Twix with the molly out. He needs to be careful. They're already in with a shotgun. Dot hyped, I think. Oh, do they get out in time? They do? The flash comes off, though. Ellipsis pushed up onto this lobby cushioning. Dot hyped insecurity. Very big play here for them to already have a player in security, as well as Blade Runner. They just need to get to the button now. Ellipsis getting one to GDA Boss King and Manager. They're now just waiting for this Teller Rush. Bo Twix getting an amazing kill on the Blade Runner, though. Maybe some miscommunication on Arcadian getting postal as well, sorry. Maybe some miscommunication from Dot Hyped and Blade about opening the door there. As they shotgunned the handle, it opened slightly, and Blade Runner was just able to get Blade Runner on a miscommunication. 3v4 now, first time for the side of our for Q process. Dot hyped now, electing to walk back out. Equinox getting one onto Arcadian. Exicity getting Ellipsis. Sugandi's getting dot hyped. We're now down to a 3v1, and this is looking like a second round for the side of Q process, unless Equinox is able to pull out a showstopper here. Probably won't be able to swap weapons. Gets the mini AK, but only 8 bullets. There's nothing in there.
Oh,
And Bo Twix is too busy sitting in the security man trap. That was very cheeky. And that's a second round to Q process. We're seeing some life now.
we're
Maybe
seeing
they've
some
stopped
life.
this.
I'd like to see more of this. Come on, Q Process.
Real. They got their big AK back. They got an Ingmar and they got a mini AK. This is very, very good economy for this upcoming round. However, it is sort of a case of bring everything. Otherwise, if we lose, the game's over. There's no point in saving.
Yeah, they at this point they might as well go all out, pull out the big guns, and hope for the best. Try to build some of that momentum back and use up Guppenstein's economy, so to speak. Meanwhile,
Yes.
Guppenstein is looking for a shed through office approach, and Q Process is thinking they might do the same thing. Although the bomb is in storefront, with some cover from the shelves. If they can
It-
breach right through the southern side and get into storefront that way, it could be a very, very short round. But
See,
Q Process is also considering this.
I'm interested in the fact that maybe Guggenstein haven't played. So this is one of the older maps, and the older maps, everything was destructible. So wall charging
Mm.
this storefront would actually break a lot of the cover on the south side of the bomb, which would give them an instant take onto the bomb. Whether or not Guggenstein realized that, or whether or not Q Process prepare for that, I think that makes or breaks this round. I'm
I mean,
really
Q
surprised that they're going
Process
for the
is
shed blow
drawing
here.
everything else pretty much.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
No, you're
I
fine.
noticed
You're
they're
completely
not
fine.
even considering, for the most part, what looks like a southern entrance. They really seem to be looking at going another way. Maybe they figure it's too obvious.
I think there's also the I think Guggenstein may also be a little bit afraid of a opening on storefront. So if Q Process have 4 people looking at where those little exclamations are at the bottom of the map,
Yeah.
if Q Process open up there, and I think that's what they're going to go for. I think they're going to have 4 eyes looking at storefront here, and if they catch a timing, they may be able to get some kills, some damage off. But hopefully, it doesn't let any of the Guggenstein players actually into the map, because that could be very dire as they're all potentially reloading, getting ready for the next round. But as it stands here, I think everyone's. I can't even tell what we're looking at anymore. It looks like
Okay,
Ellipsis
there
is
we
the
go.
only one going for a storefront blow, and that's going to be an open, and that's Ellipsis down. I believe they had a wall charge, which is very dire to their play at the moment, actually.
Yeah.
Whether or not Q Process elect to go for a second opening once they hear people running. Look, that's all 4 are here now. I mean, it's
They
very
went the
vital.
long way. I did see
And
a
it's
bunch
open
of
again.
that in
That's
the
a
footage.
second. That's a third. Postal gets
Oh,
1.
wow.
It's a 4v2. It's a 4v2 within 2 openings. Dot Hyped and Postal left. I think both are a little bit tagged. But Postal's now just, I mean, I think he's looking at the red door waiting for one of them to run out. But that's not their play, man. They've just opened on you guys twice and killed your teammates. Are we getting this wall charge down, or what's happening?
God only knows.
I think they are selecting to blow shed here. I still don't understand this. I feel like you just use it on entrance and you just take the for free. But Arcadian's going to be set up here on this office bar with the auto shotgun. It blows the bar, but he gets 1. It's now down to a 1v3 between Dot Hyped, GDA Boss King Sugandis, and Exicity. 50 HP auto shotgun. Whether Dot Hyped is electing to save the gun, whether they're electing to just run back out, they have a frag. If they're electing to just try and win this here and now, I mean, you kind of have to. It's last round. Just play it out. You've got 20 seconds. You just got to make a move. I also don't think this is the gun to take for a. I think this map is too long. That I think if you just play auto shotgun here, it's just a waste. I mean, there's the third molly coming out. I didn't even realize that Q Process had 3 mollies. That's insane for a third round. But it does look like Dot Hype is looking to save KD. Never mind, they have swung with the pistol, and that is going to be a third round for Q Process.
That was incredible defense on Q Process's side. I find it interesting, like a little weird, frankly, that Goopenstein took the long way around to the south, and when they'd already lost a person there, they might have had better luck going in through, the approach that the last guy took at the very end. My brain is blanking on all the names right now because I'm just blown away by what I've seen.
You're fine. So I think what happened there is they were originally electing to go shed and then have someone blow storefront. But what happened is Ellipsis died on the opening because they were the only one to go the south way. Everyone else went the north because their original play was shed. So I think they had to all migrate, grab the wall charge off of Ellipsis' body, and then replay that shed take. So the shed take was what they originally had in mind, but
it didn't work out for them. It did not work out for them.
No, it did not.
The process of getting that wall charge cost them dearly.
It cost them 2 teammates, yeah.
It cost them like 3 in the end.
Well, yeah,
starting with Ellipsis.
True, yes, true.
Oh, man. It was interesting. It was definitely an interesting, I'm guessing, miscommunication on their part.
I
Meanwhile,
think maybe, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Guppenstein
You
is
go.
looking to defend Doc by the looks of it, and Q Process, meanwhile, is looking to attack through
Servers.
through server farm, yeah, and also considering toxic and office. This is
Yeah.
going to be interesting because once again we've got the bomb more or less in the middle of uh of not Doc, the other one, generator.
Generator. Yes.
Yeah, it's not quite a straight shot, as much of a straight shot as it was the other time. It's not quite the same rush map, but at the same time, it is still fairly open. And Dock is a little trickier to get through than the entrance they had last time they had a map like this, if I recall correctly.
Yes, it was a. Oh, queue process taking their time. Here we go. I believe that was Equinox spraying at. To be quite honest with you, I just heard a Gruber shooting, but I do believe we're going to see. There's an early peeky from Dot Hype with the Morph as well. Depending on if anyone swings to green, I do believe Exicity gets shot there, but does Dot Hype take any damage? No. So this is going to be a deep flash onto server farm. Dot Hype might get caught out here because they're originally going to blow servers. So Dot Hype needs to tuck tail and run here before getting taken out by the 3 push. They're electing to still go for a peek here. The door's open. Blade Runner getting one on through the office top doorway onto Sugandi's. Depending on not whether we're seeing Exicity and someone else walking into Toxic now, it's going to be Dot Hype down. Blade Runner nowhere to be found. Probably was miscommunicating, saying, hey, I've got you, and then back didn't say, hey, I don't have you. Postal getting one to Exicity, though. Bo Twix getting Ellipsis. Blade Runner absolutely flashed. Sing Jesus. GDA Boskin getting Blade. Postal getting GDA. Postal getting Arcadian. This is a 3k from Postal. Could be a 4k 2v1 situation. Bo Twix with almost full health, though. Postal dude 1 HP. And this could come down to a Gruber versus AP. The two guns that do somewhat similar damage. 22 versus 25 in the favor of the AP 25. Aptly named. 20 seconds here for Bo Twix to push into the bomb, though. I think he's taking a little bit too much time. You sort of just have to take it here. You know they're not going to be sitting anywhere. Well, I mean, I wouldn't expect them to be sitting anywhere close near office. I would expect them on generator and back on the shelves. As we see, there's one near the stairs, and that is Equinox. Does not get traded out, though. Unable to find that final kill, and that's going to be Guppenstein with Postal with a 4k to end the game. I mean, hey, it was closer than the first round.
It was definitely closer. It was, and that was fascinating to watch.
You know, to end it out with a 4K like that from Postal on the big 8K, Lacking's got to watch out. There's going to be someone going for the greatest title or the greatest KRM user in the game. But honestly, that was really beautiful. Unfortunately, I don't think we have time for an interview this week around. It was unfortunate. Would have loved to get one of the Guppenstein players up on here.
Yeah, but, would have been fun.
Yeah, what do you think for your first time of watching a real game in action? You know, Q Process versus Guppenstein.
I am way more excited than I expected to be. I'm not a person who watches sports, and for the most part, I don't even watch esports that much. But I am hyped. I'm pumped. It's okay. No, okay, sports fans, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think next week we have another fight night, and we've got one more, and then we've got the draft tournament, which is going to be a very exciting, very interesting format for the game, especially with all the players probably being so used to playing with their teams that, you know, maybe they're playing with players they've never played with before. And honestly, that could, I mean, hey, if people leave teams to join other ones because they love playing with people so much, maybe that could happen as well.
That could really change up the dynamic.
Yes. Well, I believe that is all that we are here for. If we want to pull, do we have any final stats? Do we have any, you know, anyone? You know, I think it goes without saying. I heart DP, guys. Buy due process. We need to buy the game. Get everyone to buy the game. I think autumn sales coming up or fall sales coming up. I don't know your weird American seasons. but there's a sale
Well,
going on.
Canadian/Mexican here, but
Gotcha.
but I will say, absolutely tell everyone to buy this game because it, like, again, I'm not normally into esports, not normally into round-based shooters. I'm not normally into any shooter where I can't be back up and shooting again in seconds, but the due process has captured my imagination. The way it's built is fascinating. The way it's played is fascinating. I can't help but be intrigued by all of this. And yes, buy, for God's sake. But I will note that although it is called due process, this game does not constitute legal advice.
No, yeah, no. Well, look, some people will try to, but let's leave it to the professionals.
Leave it to the professionals, indeed.
But
Oh man,
that will be us. That will, we will see you all next week for the third week of Fight Night before we head to obviously the fourth and then draft tournament back into season 2. It'll be fun.
I will. I hope to be back casting. I will definitely be back watching, if nothing else. So
Yeah.
this is. I've been the Nerdic translator, or Nerdic for short, and this is. I mean,
I've been Stormy. You've seen me before, and you'll probably see me again. But for now, this will be where we leave it.
All right.
Catch you,
Signing
everybody.
out. Take care, everyone.